But aside from that, it had a galvanic force and effect upon the 5 billions of estimated capital that was represented by the dinner. Well, such a large amount of money, there were many diners, and those diners had an estimated worth of 5 billion capital, and they represented it over there in the financial expedition that they were about to start. The diners gave the consent. After it was over and the gathering was still under its spell, although Schwab had talked for 90 minutes, Morgan led the orator to a recessed window where, dangling their legs from the high, uncomfortable seat, they talked for an hour more. The magic of Schwab's personality had been turned on full force, but what was more important and lasting was the full-fledged, clear-cut program he laid down for the start of steel mill. In fact, he was there to launch the steel mill. Many other men had tried to get the interest, and they wanted to entrust Morgan in slapping together a steel trust after the pattern of the biscuit, wire, hoop, sugar, rubber, whiskey, oil, or chewing gum combinations. John W. Gates, the gambler, had urged it, but Morgan distrusted him. The Moore boys, Bill and Jim, Chicago stock jobbers who had glued together a match trust and a cracker corporation, had urged it and failed. Albert H. Gary, sanctimonious country, he was a sanctimonious country lawyer, wanted to foster it, but he wasn't big enough to be impressive until Schwab's eloquence took J.P. Morgan to the heights of which he could visualize the solid results of the most daring financial undertaking ever conceived. The project was regarded as a delirious dream of easy money crackpots. The financial magnetism that began a generation ago to attract thousands of small and sometimes inefficiently managed companies into large and competition-crushing combinations. They had become operative in steel world through the devices of that jovial business pirate, John W. Gates. Gates already had formed the American Steel and Wire Company out of the chain of small concerns, and together with Morgan, it had created Federal Steel Company. The National Tube and American Bridge Companies were two more Morgan's concern, and the Moore brothers had forsaken the match and cookies business to form the American Group, Tin Plate, Steel Hoop, Sheet Steel, and the National Steel Company. By the side of Andrew Carnegie's gigantic vertical trust, a trust owned and operated by 53 partners, those and other combinations were there. They might combine to their own heart's content, but the whole lot of them couldn't make a dent in the Carnegie's proposal.